Hello everyone and welcome to Time Traveler's Coin Exchange. Tonight we're going to have episode 155 of The Coin Vault Has Opened. We're going to be looking at some 1971 Lincoln Memorial cents. These are all in mint cellos and they've been cut from mint sets. I believe we have Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mint marks here, and so we'll switch it up here. Let me make sure the microscope is on for you guys. Okay, we are on. I bought a huge flat rate box full of mint cellos. They all came individual by the year, so this is 1971. And so I'm going to pull all these out. I'm going to move I believe last time we had a bag like this, and they were San Francisco's. And I'll pour these out, and I think I'm going to separate the Denver and the Philadelphia just to make things a little easier. Hello, oops, sorry X, welcome. And so that should just take me a second here. Then we'll start going through them. We'll look through the coins, just kind of seeing the quality, and then we'll zoom in and we'll see if we can find any varieties. I'm imagining these are the last ones we went through were 1968, so I'm imagining the quality is going to be a little bit better here tonight, hopefully. And the only way to find out is to look. These mint cellos here, they feel really thin, like really thin. And so I looked at copper coins and stuff before, and it looks like 1971p is, that seems like the one with the really meaty double die. And so probably if we're going to find anything spectacular here, it's going to be in that year. Hello everybody. Welcome. So maybe we can come in just a little bit closer. And I can zoom in here. Maybe a little farther away so we get the whole coin, so I'm not having to move it around. A little bit, I was probably perfect. I try to set things up. So this first one here looks like maybe like I'm a 63, 64. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope you guys are all having a killer day and are ready to relax into a good night. So I should be pretty fresh here. I've barely looked at coins. I probably looked at coins less today than I have any day in like the past year and a half. Don't know what happened. I didn't even list a video. I have a stack of coins here ready to make videos of. Did not make a video of a single coin. I guess I did look at some Flying Eagle cents today. I posted some singles up on eBay today just because I've had them around. I posted them in lots of 50 and they just didn't seem to be moving. Nobody seems to be as serious of a collector of Flying Eagle cents as I've been. I thought someone out there would want to just pick them up by quantity. And that's okay with me. I'm getting to look at a bunch of beautiful coins again. This one, I don't think it's quite a 65. That's probably the nicest one we've gotten to look at here. Probably a 64. Like the little black spot on that one just made this one a 62. I don't know. I definitely see 64s with that many spots. This one here seems a little bit darker. It might be a red-brown. Yeah, it looks like a few of these have lost a little bit of their luster. So I feel like for 1971S, I only saw a couple RPMs. I didn't see any double dies. It looked like there were some RPMs for 1971D. And then of course we don't have any RPMs for the Philadelphia Mint, but there did look like there were some nice double dies. I think the main one, which is worth the most money, we'd probably be able to see it without even zooming in here. But there were a couple other double dies which probably we'd have to really be squinting our eyes to see at this level here, but we'll zoom in here pretty soon. And I feel like we've gone through about 3 bags of these so far. I don't feel like we found anything. I think we found a couple RPMs on one date, but I don't think we found any killer finds here from this lot. Yeah, a bunch of these mint cellos, they seem really thin, like they're starting to come apart at the edges. I'm not sure. It doesn't seem like they were freshly cut out of mint sets. It seems like they've been in a collection, but it's been interesting that coins from every year seem to be a little bit different. So I'm almost done with Wexler's book, The Authoritative Reference on Lincoln Cents. And I'm pretty much just at the end. I think I've got like 10 pages left. I couldn't quite finish it before the stream here. I actually did some reading tonight. And I'm pretty much just reading letters to and from the mint to different people. And I feel like there's been a lot of knowledge just in those letters, just reading about the mints, especially the early proofs, especially the 1909 proofs. I know I was talking to Accredited Coins, I think he just picked up a 1909 proof Lincoln Cent. And I knew from the numbers they were rare, but I didn't realize that people have been really just fighting over those things since they were made. Seems like old-time collectors were even more serious than some of today's collectors. So I'm thinking about zooming in for these 1971s. I feel like normally I go through like a 50 count roll, but I don't think any of these are 50 count here. And I know at one time we ran out of time, and then we had to wait to see some coins, and then people in the next episode didn't get to see kind of the quality. So I think I'm going to zoom in for each one. This is the last Philadelphia here. So let me take these back out. It looks like maybe this roll is mostly Denver's here. And we can zoom in, and hopefully we'll find a nice double die. I think if we had the killer one, we would have been able to see it. We should be able to get a little bit. We can zoom in a little bit more if we need to. I'm assuming that's just machine damage there. I did notice that there's like quite a few double dies where there's just like that little line above the 7. I would say my biggest buyers who buy coins that I sell, because most of the stuff that I sell is certified, I would say people who are collecting PCGS registry sets. I would say that is the kind of person who's basically, you know, they're trying to compete with other people with higher grade coins, and they'll pay a little bit extra to, you know, have the coin graded, the peace of mind of what the grade is. And they just want that coin to fill their registry set. Because you can get a beautiful, let's move this. It's like you can get a beautiful collection of Lincoln cents that, they don't have to be super, super high grade. You can get a, complete set from like the 50s on for the most part, that all the coins are red. But it just it comes to the end of the day when you're deciding to sell the coins. And then, you've put all the time into it, but you're not necessarily going to make much more than you put into it. But when, the coins are verified that they're higher grade, then they kind of stay at a certain level. So I would say my biggest buyers are people who are building PCGS registry sets. Some of the older coins that are graded, anyone basically could be, they could just want that coin. Do I sell my mint coins? I do have some rolls up. In the beginning, I was posting them up right after the streams. And then that way, you can buy unsearched rolls on eBay. But people went through them, and so I figured why not go through the roll of them, and then people can see exactly what's in it, and if what they're looking for is inside the roll, then boom, they've found it and they know it's the one that they want to buy. If it's not, then they don't have to waste their money and buy something they're not interested in. In the future, I may start selling them by the single. It's been one of the things that I've been thinking about doing, but the amount of work it would if I started selling singles, like I can sell a graded coin for 10 times the amount that I can sell like a single mint cello coin. And so if I needed more money and I had a ton more time, I would probably do that. Lately, I haven't been posting them up because I'm basically saving them up, and when I start doing bulk submissions with PCGS, I'm gonna go through everything and then pick out the best, and then after I do that, I will probably sell them off. But at the moment, yes, the coin vault is getting pretty full, and may have to dig an extension to it. But at the same time, half the reason I started the coin vault has opened was to start going through all the coins that I had bought and found coin roll hunting, and I wanted to see what was in it before I started to kind of go through it and sell it off. And now I've started buying more coins before I even sold off the other ones, and so it's kind of defeated the purpose. This one looks, I don't know, I want to go in a little bit further on this one. And so yes, I should not be hoarding any more coins. I really found, I used to hoard a lot of coins. I used to have a mountain of wheat pennies, just plain wheat pennies, because I thought they were going to appreciate with value a lot more. Just, the common ones that you would find in a 5,000 count or whatnot. And they just, in my opinion, didn't. And I, instead of quantity, I've really kind of started to focus on quality. When I started buying and selling my PCGS registry coins, I found that it was really easy to sell them. And so I started focusing mainly on coins, PCGS coins, and pretty much I sell exclusively PCGS coins at the moment. Thank you, PK Carve. Welcome to Coin Hunter. Hey, thank you. You are my first member, my friend. Thank you. I need to make some more member content for you guys now. I had the member button up here for a couple months here. Thank you, PK Carve. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I was looking at that and I was like, wait, is that like a super sticker? I hadn't gotten to see it yet. If you have any ideas how to make the membership fun, I'd be happy to try to make those happen for you. The whole idea is to make it fun, and anything that I am able to share with you guys, I am more than happy to. Any questions about coins or eBay or YouTube, like I share knowledge, I don't hoard it. If you guys have any questions, please ask. It's like there's a lot of people that just won't share anything, but I have found that the people on YouTube are awesome. There's just a lot of people who will share, just in the coin groups especially. I find so many people who are willing to like share their knowledge, and it's just really, it's fun and refreshing. See. I actually was curious if the join button even worked. It looked like I worked, but there's no way for me to test it, so I was never able to find out. I think I have one video up for members, but now that I have a member, I can add more exclusive content. I think I have one saved. That was just kind of a silly. I was thinking about making a blooper video because making the videos for my stream or making the videos for the short videos I do, a lot of goofy stuff happens. And so I've been slowly collecting some of the goofier things. Seems like the corner of the ones there, they all have like, I keep seeing this little piece that kind of sticks off. But I'm guessing the die probably had a chip on it or something. And so hopefully here in the future I will be doing bulk submissions to PCGS as well. And I feel like when we're doing this kind of thing here, I can be pulling out coins and kind of showing, you know, why I'm pulling out these ones in particular. Okay, the cello has some toning there. I thought the coin had some toning there for a minute. And I don't think I saw any double die reverses here. I did 2 levels for, or I think I did 2 levels for it. I did one just, you know, I did one so that anybody can join, because I don't want it to be exclusive. I think that's as cheap as I was able to do it. And then I did one like at like $99 a month or something. Not that I thought anybody would want to do that, just I figured if somebody wanted, I guess I put it on there that I do shout outs for them on videos and stuff, which $100 a month if for a bunch of shout outs and stuff could probably add up to for someone good. Thank you for being my first member, PK Carve. Welcome to the family. Hopefully there will be many more in the future. I have no plans on quitting this because I love doing this. And it would pretty much just be me doing this by myself until I realized that there were other people in the world that enjoyed looking at coins as much as I do. And so this was just kind of like perfect for me. Hopefully we will find something tonight, because I feel like it's been a few episodes here and I feel like we haven't found anything spectacular. Like the proof mint cellos, they just seem loaded. Unfortunately, I think there's one roll of proof mint cellos on eBay at the moment. I believe it is for a month. I believe it is for a month. It may have a year option, but I believe it is for a month. I have never checked out. I haven't become a member of another channel, so I don't know if it does like monthly or yearly options or how it works. I set it up, I believe, to $1.99 a month. I was over on Justin Bussman's channel over here before, and I was checking out his stream, and he was opening oysters tonight, looking for pearls. I hadn't seen that since I was a kid at the country fair, so it was kind of a fun flashback. And I'm not sure if the oysters were spoiled, but he did not seem to like the smell of them. And I was like wondering, his coins were like right there next to everything, and like the oysters were shooting everywhere. It was fun though. So, oops, sorry, X, you were asking if I sell the mint coins. I do plan on selling a bunch of extras that I have in the future. I do plan on doing that. I just hadn't done it yet. Part of it was just I charge, or I have free shipping on everything in my eBay store, but the shipping that I use costs about $3.30 or so, depending on the region in the U.S. And so it makes it harder to sell a coin that is $1 or $2 on eBay under the way I have things set up, because then I'm shipping it out for more than I actually sold it for, and just trying to make the margins make sense. But I was thinking about doing like grab bags and stuff like that, where I basically put all the coins that I've searched up and putting them all into one lot, and then mixing it up, so that people could pretty much get any single date from like 1958 to, I think the newest ones I have are like 2016. But I have also seen people who do like runs of stuff, and so I could do that as well. So we got a couple more of these. I don't want to say it yet, but it does not seem like we are getting lucky on these. Part of me is wanting to kind of switch gears in the future. You know, I can get the mint cellos here for way cheaper when I buy all the cents together, but it's like I feel like I'm missing part of everything, because if I buy the mint set, then I get the nickel, dime, quarter, half dollar, but I pay a lot more for them. But then if I'm buying sealed sets or like sealed boxes of sets, then I'm hypothetically either the first or second person to go through them. And so there's probably a lot better chance of finding high-grade coins. You know, while some people, they're clearly opening the sets and they're just opening it for, you know, the half dollar or the dollar. Quite a few people do look at the pennies as well. And so I feel like if I'm buying kind of large quantities of mint sets, there's probably a better chance that I'll find really high grade coins or really nice coins. It just costs more money, but I feel like there's more potential at the same time. thing with coin collecting and coin hunting is there's just so many ways to do it. It's like everybody has kind of their different system, and you know, there's a ton of ways to get nice coins, there's a ton of ways to make money on coins. I'm definitely getting a lot of questions on eBay of people kind of wanting to do the same thing I'm doing on eBay, and I try to give them as many pointers as I can. I tell them to come to the stream here, that I'm happy to answer any and every question that they have. Hopefully that'll start happening here in the future. So that was all the 1991 Ps here. So maybe we can zoom out, turn off the lights, and we can check out these Denver mint marks. Maybe a little sharper. I feel like the first roll that we went through, the coins were really, really nice. And I mean, the newer the coin, the nicer they're generally going to be in the mint cello. They've had less exposure to time, and less people have picked through them. And the other thing I'm wanting to do is get a bunch of unopened bank rolls and just kind of start sampling those out. This one's got really nice fields. I feel like it's got a couple little darker spots. I think that's just the mint cello up here. I feel like this one might be a 65. I feel like if that spot wasn't there, it maybe could be a 66. So far I would say these ones are just a little bit better. And the other reason that I'm wanting to look through more mint sets is because, you know, when I look through 50 of these, it seems like most of the coins are like a 63, 64. And then I get kind of the environmentally damaged. And I feel like we see some 65s, and, you know, 1970s back, we might see a 1966, like one or two in a roll. But I'm just curious of, you know, if I get 50 mint sets that haven't been ransacked, how much better the quality is. If this is kind of average, or if this is just kind of like what very, very picked over coins look like. And so what I've been pretty much trying to do the last year here, looking through all these rolls, is just trying to gain knowledge of what, you know, not only what different coins look like, but what the quality of the coins are from different places. And then once I have all that information, I'll be able to buy a little bit more accordingly. And then once I'm starting to get stuff graded, I can kind of back up that information and confirm what I know and relearn what I have, what I'm mistaken in. Because once I start grading, I'm sure that the grading curve is going to get even bigger. That I'm certain of. But I try to low grade everything. Definitely when I sent things into PCGS in the past, the grades that I got back from the coins that I sent in, things were always lower than I was hoping for. And so I kind of tried to relearn everything and set the bar to the lowest expectation. And so my expectation is when I send things in again, that I'm going to be more surprised, happily surprised, than disappointed. And I would definitely recommend that if anyone's planning on sending coins in to get graded, is that you set your expectations to as low as possible. And really, grading can be expensive, so if there's going to be a discrepancy for what you're hoping it's going to be graded in, it's way better to have your expectations exceeded instead of disappointed. This one's peeking out. Maybe we can. Guess it doesn't quite want to come out. I was just able to see the rim on the side, but you can see how the coin, just having the edge cut, it's really started to change the coin's color quite a bit. That's another reason that I really like the mint cellos, is even though there's still air getting in them, or there's still air packaged in there to begin with, they really seem to age better than coins and rolls. At least that's been my experience. Like, I have not opened, even when the rolls are still, nice and bright, I find that a lot of the coins are very, very heavily spotted. Especially the 60s, pretty much all the bank wrap rolls that I opened from the 60s, just tons of these little spots on them. The coins are red, or the coins are like kind of, multicolored, kind of like this one is. I feel like I see a lot of that in the rolls, while a lot of rolls of mint cellos and ones in mint sets, they'll still look pretty nice and bright. But once these things kind of break down a little bit, it seems like the red starts to go on them a little bit more. Grab a little coffee here. I would say it would depend on the 57. If you have a 1957, if it's a Philadelphia, an MS66 I think is about $100. That would probably make it worth grading. The grading would probably cost you about 30. I'm thinking about $30. Maybe with, I can't remember, I haven't done a single one in a while, but when you get a coin graded, you send it, if, like, say you were to send it in as a normal coin for about $20, I think the shipping's about $12, and then I think there's a one-time handling fee of about $10. So it's like all these little things kind of eat up the value of getting it graded. At MS65, I think that it's only like about a $20 coin by PCGS value, and that's about what you'd be able to sell it. So you would basically just barely be getting, if you sent in multiple coins. And I guess that's the thing, if you send in multiple coins to get graded, it breaks up, the shipping and the one-time fee, because you're only paying that once for all the coins. And so definitely sending in more than one coin, it's going to help bring down the cost. If you love the coin, but at the same time you say you put it in an airtight, if it's a 1957D, you can get an MS66 for between like $12 and $20 on eBay usually. And so I would say it would not be worth it for a 57D. You would have to get like a 57D MS67 for it to be worth grading. It's a D-mint. I would say keep it in the airtight. Maybe check it out for an RPM. But I would probably just keep it. I would probably just keep it in the airtight. That's what I'm doing with pretty much all my 57s and 58s, I just put them in flips. I almost wish that I'd put them in rolls, just because I almost feel like I feel like a tube, like a nice plastic tube, it keeps the air out better, but then the coins are in contact with each other, and so it's kind of a flip of which one's better for it. I feel like different dealers will say different things are better, or different collectors will say different things are better. If it's absolutely spotless without a mark on it, I would maybe, if you have a local coin dealer, have them take a look at it and see what they think it is. If there's a carbon spot on it or something, it is probably not going to grade a 66. If it's got any brown on it, if it's got a fingerprint on it, it's not going to grade a 66. So it's like once the coin starts to turn brown, then it's a red brown. If it's brown, it's brown. Pretty much if it's any other color than red, it kind of goes down to a completely different tier in the grading system. It's like the E and E pluribus there is like kind of, I'm not sure if it got greased out or scratched out there. Or maybe it's just a weak strike. Welcome AAP's Variety channel. Welcome to the channel. How are you doing tonight? We're looking at some 1971 P, D, and S. We actually already went through the Philadelphias, and so we're going to zoom in on these Denvers once we're done just checking out the quality. Thank you so much, AAP. Come and hit my like button anytime. I appreciate it. I think this one almost looked like it had some toning. It looks like the edge of the coin here is toned. It almost looked really, really dark. I couldn't tell if it was carbon or toned, but I think it just has kind of a reddish color here. Maybe the reverse will show it more clearly. Oftentimes when it's on the edge like that, it is on both sides. Just looks like the front here. I'm doing pretty good today. Have not looked at many coins today, which is pretty unusual for me. So I'm finally able to have some fun today and just relax and look for coins. Are you having an awesome day? I hope so. Sounds like you're doing good. So we haven't found anything awesome here yet, but there is hope. And I've got about 38 more rolls after this one. And so we got a ton of coins to go through here in the future. A little spot, otherwise this one was looking a little bit better. Always have to just look over the coin all over. It's like they look nice for a second, and then you notice that one little imperfection. That's why it's not already in a PCGS slab. Nice. I haven't been sledding in too long. I feel like it's been 15 years since I went sledding. I always wonder what makes these little squiggly marks here, if it's just kind of moisture rolling around, or if like some small little insect is going for a joyride inside the cello. Yeah, I need to do some sledding. It's like the only places to do sledding here, you have to go up into the mountains and then trespass on someone's property. Because it doesn't really snow too often on the coast here. But boy is it fun. Taking kids out to go sledding, that sounds like a lot of fun. This one, kind of the same with the E pluribus. It's like the E is barely there, but the O and the F I almost kind of wonder if this is grease. It looks like we're missing a little bit of the memorial. Gosh, look at the steps. I think the steps almost look more like a cud than steps. I'm not sure if this is just an extremely weak strike or if this one got some grease. I watched some of the inauguration today. I woke up and it came on, and got to watch Lady Gaga sing, and I think J-Lo, and that's about what I got to see. Yeah, this one's like kind of the same with like kind of weakness in a bunch of areas. Maybe this is a common theme for 1971D. It was a bit satanic. This one, Lincoln's got a horn on it. I wonder where that is. I have one, or no, actually I think I found two. I have two where there's like a lamination error, and Lincoln has two horns just coming out of the top. It's like pretty crazy. My favorite one that I found, the lamination error, Lincoln's nose just has like a long extension on it, and it always cracks me up because like Lincoln is supposed to be, you know, his nickname is Honest Abe, and then I have this Lincoln cent with his nose just going out almost all the way to the rim. It just always makes me laugh. That was another reason that I started the Coin Vault has opened, was because I wanted to find these coins, because everything just, you know, I'd find it and it would just go in a box, it would go in a roll, and I'd never see it again. And I have to say, after not seeing it for 15 years, my memory of what it looked like was more impressive than what it actually looked like in person once I finally saw it again. But it was still fun. I had it up on the Pinocchio one on eBay at one point, and somebody wanted to buy it because they had one, and we weren't able to agree on a price. Like, they were offering me like $100 for it, and I was like, I would, but I really love this coin. It's probably like my top 3 favorite coins I own. And I was like, well, how much are you selling yours for? And they were wanting to sell theirs for a lot more. And so neither of us were able to come to a price for buying the other ones, but both of us were interested, and so we just kept both of ours. Yeah, I would say I do probably 95% of my purchases on eBay. I pretty much, like, I know I did a video of basically how to buy coins on eBay here. I think it's a playlist that I made, which I'm wanting to do more videos for that. But basically I wake up in the morning, go through 24 hours of auctions. I go from pretty much 9 a.m. The day I get up to 9 a.m. the next day, and then pretty much go through them, watch any items that I'm interested in bidding on, and then I kind of, as the prices on some go up, they go off my watch list, and then I bid on ones as they're ending. Sometimes if I'm busy, I will just bid on things, and if I win it, I win it. But then it's hitting the refresh button pretty much all day long on the buy it nows. And anytime something gets listed for something that I know I can resell it for more, I purchase it. And so it's basically turned into a full-time job, and this is all I do for a living. So it's not too bad, and there's plenty of room for other people. That's why I'm willing to basically share what I do, because like Chris at Coin Table would say, like, it's abundance. Like, the world is just full of abundance. There's enough for everybody. It's like you just have to see it, reach out, grab it, and realize that there's a ton of it. Excuse me. Yeah, eBay does take a ton of the profit. I would say on average, I'd be able to sell for so much cheaper if eBay didn't. I'd say they take about 20%, because you can list on eBay, but it doesn't mean anybody's ever going to see it. I use promoted listing on all my listings, and usually it'll be about between 5 and 10% of the final transaction fee is just promoted listings. So I believe the eBay category is about 6% at the moment, and so when you sell something in coins, it'll be about 6%, and then the promoted listings on top of that, and then you have shipping and PayPal fees, and it pretty much comes out to about 20% of the sale just goes to eBay and PayPal. I guess the post office. Yeah. It's a lot. But yeah, I sell pretty much almost everything I buy and sell just goes back and forth through eBay. Figuring out basically some of the best things, like Blue Sandy, and my friend who turned me on to Swag Bucks. That has really helped cut things down, because when you buy and sell stuff on eBay, you get a 1% cash back. If you have a PayPal business account, you can get a PayPal debit card, and that gives 1%. And then you use Swag Bucks and you get another 1%. If you have a credit card that does more than 1% cash back, use that. But it's basically you can get 3+% cash back on all your purchases. I think eBay has a debit card that will give 5% cash back, but I think the limits on them are really low. And so you can set the promoted listings to pretty much whatever you want. The lights and stuff, that might be their category may be 12-13%. I think Coins has one of the lowest final value fees left on eBay. I'm not sure how we've gotten so lucky. That L for some reason just seems really long. I want to check out the T here too. I'm not 100% sure what's going on with the T there, but maybe it's just missing some of the T. Almost 30, I believe it. And I mean, if with the lights and stuff, if you're able to, drop ship them, or just have somebody, if you're able to just put it up at a margin, but I'm sure the grow light category is probably a competitive marketplace. There's probably, for any electronic name brand item, I have to imagine that there is competition for it. And so basically it's going to be whoever is able to take the smallest margin is going to win out. I would say the interesting thing about promoted listings is you can basically charge more than your competitors because there's basically 10 times the chance someone is going to see your item. So you might try. With promoted listings, you only pay a listing fee for promoted listings if you sell it. And so they're going to show it to as many people as they possibly can until your item sells. So you might try putting up that same light that you were going to sell and put it up for 20% more than you've been. Just, try it. And then, turn up the promoted listings. Like if it doesn't sell in a week, put it at 5% promoted listings. If it doesn't sell in a week, put it at 6%. And then if it doesn't sell for a week, and just find that sweet spot of where you're charging 20% more than you were, and kind of like take a bite back at that margin. Oops, this one got punctured by something. You're not allowed to sell for less than market price? That's crazy. Is that because of like an affiliate agreement or a resell agreement with the company? That could definitely make sense, because they're not wanting people to drive down the prices. Because then people are going to want less money from them when they purchase them. But eBay is very interesting. Like I used to, when I first got on eBay, I tried to be the cheapest, and I lost money every single time. And when I stopped trying to be the cheapest, especially for the coin market, things go in waves. It's like certain coins will become popular, then they're not popular, just due to supply and demand. All of a sudden there won't be coins. And so as soon as I realized that the market moved in waves, that's when I started to actually turn a profit on eBay. And then when I started using promoted listings, that's when things really started to excel. And then when I started making video listings for my products, that's when things started to go up like 1,000% a year. If I continue doing the way I'm doing right now, I'm going to achieve far greater than I ever thought I would be able to do. Like, it just seems like all I'm doing is growing these days. That makes sense, AAP. Whoa. Let's take a look at all this one. I believe it's just a weak strike, just that. This one up. It almost looked like there was a bar underneath the L. Then it just looked kind of wider, but I think everything is just stretched out. It almost kind of reminds me more of a zinc or copper covered zinc, the way that they stretched out, but obviously they're not doing that in 1971. It also reminds me of the 1970 S small date. The way that, well, I guess with that one, the L is really, really strong, and then the Iberty is basically non-existent, but this one's kind of the opposite, where the Y is really strong, and then everything else is really, really faint. Hey Mark Rodas, welcome. How are you doing tonight? Welcome to the stream. We're through the Philadelphia so far, and we're working through the 1971 Ds, and hopefully we're going to find something fun in here tonight. hopefully. That's almost no FG on this one. It's there though. It's probably another couple thousand strikes with that. And it would have been gone. It's amazing how when you zoom in on these coins, how beat up everything looks. Like when we're looking at things from, far away, there's so many things you don't notice on the coin. It just looks like it has, a little spot here, but beautiful luster everywhere. So whatever I thought was going on with that T in this year, it seems like it must have been on like the main die that they made, like the master die or the master hub, because it's on every single coin. Which coin were you searching for, PK Carve? Yeah, this one's definitely a brown. All 1971 tonight. I believe it's going to be all 1971 tonight. All the bags of Cellos seem to be split into different bags. We'll grab some coffee. And so I've just been pulling out a bag. If a bag is like super tiny, because I imagine not all the years are going to be as full. Some years they may be 200 coins in a bag. We're just not going to know until I pull them out. I only pulled out like 3 bags off the top just to make sure that there were coins, not a brick in here. I mean, with just eBay, there's a lot of ways to get scammed on eBay too, but there's like so many ways to make money off of eBay. I mean, like PCGS Certified Coins, that seems to have become my niche. I'm sure that there's someone that does exactly what I do with NGC, but just searching through PCGS coins, it takes up my entire day. And then there's people that probably just go through all the photos of, say, all the PCGS coins and is able to cherry pick. Their eyes are that good, their mind is that keen that they're able to see all the errors, and they just cherry pick coins right off. There's people that see coins and can tell that it's a particular variety. There's people that can tell that coins are undergraded. Then there's people that are able to spot the raw coins and see, basically see that it's a really nice coin that's been ungraded, and that's probably the way to make the most money. But it's risky, especially on eBay, because just because something looks nice in a photo, it doesn't mean that it hasn't been cleaned or altered. And maybe not even on purpose. Maybe just somebody tried to make the coins look nice before, posting them, thinking it would make it worth more money. I used to just be Lincoln cents. I used to just be small and large cents. And just this last 4 or 5 months here, I've expanded to basically anything in a PCGS lab. It's crazy, like this year I realized I now have more PCGS graded coins listed for sale on eBay than any other seller. And granted, there are people like David Lawrence who they probably have one piece, no, I know they do, they have one PCGS graded coin that is worth more than all my coins combined. Um, no, it's totally everybody. I mean, there's no right grading company, and it's like the smart people basically know too. It doesn't matter. It's the coin that you should be buying, not the slab. I think the reason that I like PCGS the most is that I have a PCGS registry set, but I can input all the coins into there, the prices that I paid for. I then have a record for all the coins that I sold of that grade and year. So then I have references to, like, when I'm buying, I can like look and see how much did I pay for the last 10 of this coin, and then I know, it helps a lot having those kind of records. While if I had an NGC registry, and does Annex have a registry as well? It's something I haven't looked into, but if I had a registry here and a registry there, then if you've ever seen my tabs on the top of my computer, it's like I just have a gazillion tabs open already. It's nice to have something from your dad, especially nice silver coins. I know we'd all probably choose our dad, but it's nice to have something from him. That's cool. The new discovery today was a 2020 WDDR. Awesome. Which one is that? I can believe that they would change the nickel, but what is cheaper than nickel? I mean, the penny's the same way. They have to be spending more on the penny. Awesome AAP. Oh, nice. All right, I want to see it up close. I'm probably all fuzzy now. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I think that's one of the things I looked at too. I mean, it's weird because I feel like the different grading companies, they have different specialties, and I feel like some things, some coins, like different grading companies grade higher. I don't, like, say for NGC, when I look at NGC proof Lincoln wheat cent, the coins look nothing like a PCGS proof wheat cent. Like, it's like when I look at a NGC proof cent, I give, like, basically, like, the PCGS, it's like, if it was a PCGS coin, I would subtract 2 grades, basically. But it's like, I know people that will say the opposite, and I feel like it just depends on almost like what decade or what coin. It's just, and no, that's the thing about grading, is no two dealers, are going to grade a coin the same way, and so it's almost like no two grading companies are going to grade a coin the same way. Yeah, I would say that zinc is the worst thing that they ever did to a coin as well. But if you think about it, after they took all the gold out of currency and then they took all the silver, the only thing the only thing that people had left that was actually some form of wealth or money was the copper. And so, they're like, well, we've taken everything else from them, so let's take the copper too. And now we have basically fake money. And the tips of the N interesting there. I mean, it looks like they're lower. Yeah, I imagine metal detecting zinc coins is not any fun. They're probably instantly corroded, um, which is no fun. I haven't gone metal detecting in a while. That was half the purpose of like clearing my property, was so that I could go metal detecting. Maybe I can do that this week. It is actually like bone dry out there. It hasn't rained in a couple days. And almost nothing has grown back, surprisingly. That would be a lot of fun. I'm not sure what was up with the end there. I don't think it was a double die though. Yeah, they don't make coins like they used to. I mean, even collecting modern, like I have a lot of 1982 on Lincoln cents, and it's kind of, I don't know, it's interesting. It's like I feel like people, it's like collecting a time bomb, because basically as soon as a modern penny starts to go bad and the zinc starts to show and the zinc starts to rot out, that coin is gonna be toast. And so it's like you can like keep, so it's like I feel like some of these modern coins, if they're, you know, I feel like they're gonna get scarcer and scarcer because unlike, even though they made billions of them, unlike their copper counterpart, they like hit air and they become toast. And so it's definitely going to be interesting to see how things go. I don't know what zinc is good for. I think it's maybe in very small dosages. It's, you know, good to take when you have a cold or something. I think we maybe need little bit of zinc. I'm not sure if it's like a different form. I don't know too much about the health benefits of zinc, but I feel like I've seen like vitamin C and zinc mixed in together. But it's the same thing with nickel. I feel like, I guess it's like some things are nickeled, but it's like I feel like they just use it because it's not really good for anything else, but it's like kind of does the job. Like the entire reason that like the Flying Eagle penny had nickel in it was because, which the Flying Eagle penny is like, was the first nickel essentially because it was made out of nickel, and so people called them nickels. But though I feel like the only reason that they put nickel in it is because somebody owned a nickel mine, and they convinced, you know, when they were making the penny, they basically lobbied to use part nickel for it, and so they ended up doing a nickel copper compound or alloy. But it's like basically like, hey, let's not only reduce, because that's, you know, the first time they've reduced, we complain about the zinc, but a penny used to be, you know, like a nice chunk of copper. But then they, you know, said, oh, it's too burdensome for, you know, these poor people that carry around pennies to have these big coins in their pockets. So obviously they want, you know, small coins because, but it's like really it was just costing them too much to make the large coins. The currency had become so devalued that they were having to spend more money to make the copper coins. It cost them more money than the coins were worth. But so it's like, yeah, they basically made the coin like probably like a third the size and added nickel and kind of like, I don't know, watered it down. Yeah, I think the war nickel, that's like a 35% silver, 25% copper, and the rest is nickel. And that's the other thing I didn't understand is what was nickel used for in the war efforts? I know that they were, they went to the steel cent with the zinc coat for 1943, but I guess for the war nickels as well. They went to the silver because they needed the nickel for the war. Were they making nickel bullets? Was it like a nickel plating? I was just reading about that today. I thought they were 40% silver, but when I was reading the letter from the mint director, it was saying that they were 35%. Nice. Yeah, a lot of people overlook the nickels. They forget that they are silver, or for those years that they're silver. Same thing with the Eisenhower dollars. I believe they're 40%. I'm not positive how much the percentage of the Eisenhower. I just started collecting them. But people forget that a bunch of the Eisenhowers have 40% silver in them. And so when I first started getting into them, I was seeing the raw ones go for below silver price. And I feel like when silver started to spike up here, I feel like people started to realize, oh, there's silver here for below melt price? Awesome. And all of a sudden people started buying them up. And it seems like since I started buying the Eisenhowers, it seems like the price of the graded ones have like doubled. And I don't know if it's because people are getting them melted down, or what's going on. For like a nickel tank. Yeah, I gotta get some new Christmas lights. My ones this year, I had to shake them. Like I got new ones last year because the ones before didn't work anymore that I got the year before, and then this year I basically like was tossing them, and I was like, I'll see if I can get one to work, and I ended up shaking them, and then the lights came back on. But then every little once in a while I had to give the Christmas tree a good shake as well. I feel like in my head, like it's like I'm imagining like Homer Simpson like throttling Bart for being naughty. But no, just trying to celebrate Christmas. Yeah, I picked up, or I guess those were 90%. I picked up 3 Kennedys tonight. It's like the only coin I bet on. And I think it was like a 3 coin lot, like 3 MS-66 1964 Kennedys. Like 1 was a Philadelphia and 2 were Denvers. I paid the price of one of the Denvers. I couldn't believe no one else bid on it. I guess everyone's like somewhere else today. Yeah, I like the Kennedys. I think they did a good job with them. So that was the last Denver. So we can check out these. I believe these should be San Francisco, unless it's more Philadelphia's, but they kind of put them in a little bag, which is kind of nice because I guess these ones look nicer, I think. We'll see. Gotta zoom out here. You got some cool bullet casings. Like whenever I would go down to the river with my metal detector, I would just be pulling out casings and bullets. Like that's like all I would find. It was kind of crazy. Or maybe I'm going to put these Denvers in Philadelphia so I can put the ones I've sorted, because we haven't found anything anyway to justify separating. And I can just continue here. It's like both times I went to the river with my like metal detector, like the like rangers or whatever would show up, and I realized that I think my like metal detector kind of looks like an assault rifle or something like that. And so they were like, I would like turn around and like there'd be like an armed person like kind of like poking their head out the path around the bushes, and I'd be like, what are they doing? And then I feel like I realized that they were watching me trying to like someone called the police. I mean that, or they thought I was like claim jumping, but really I was just like picking up all the trash there. So basically I'd end up going home with like a full bottle full of like metal stuff that really shouldn't be in the river. But then also later on I realized that if someone has like a gold claim on a river place like that and you're metal detecting and you're removing anything, it's called claim jumping and it's a felony. And so it's like definitely after I figured out that kind of stuff, it's definitely important if you're going to like a place where there's gold or something to make sure that someone doesn't already have a claim on it. Because it's like jail time. I think it's actually, I'm not positive, I think they can actually shoot you for being on their gold claim. Like it's like old school. Maybe a 1970 S small date will just be like thrown in here. That would be nice. I'm both. I love buy it nows and auctions. I would say I buy more auctions, but I definitely check the buy it nows because there's just some amazingly sweet deals. Like I feel like people that, I don't know, I most of the sweet deals that I've seen as a buy it now, the person says like, oh, I forgot to add a decimal point or I forgot a 0 or something, and I'm cool with that. I just say okay, cancel it. But occasionally there's some really awesome stuff up as a buy it now. It definitely takes less time as a buy it now to just find. Time's money. You know, it's like if you're willing to pay a couple more dollars and have it now, and sometimes you can get it cheaper as a buy it now. It's like, it's always those ones where there's an auction and there's a buy it now, and the buy it now is already a good price, but the auction is like 99 cents. It's like, should I buy this right now and chance having to pay more than the buy it now price, or should I kind of like gamble? And half the time, if I have a bunch of money to spend, I will just buy it now. If I'm already tapped out at the auctions for the day, I will just put a bid on so no one else can buy it out from underneath me, and I will try to get it for cheaper than the buy it now. But that actually happened to me this last weekend. There were 5 W quarters, like a lot of them, as a buy it now for like a month that I had been watching and just kept meaning to pick it up, kept meaning to put it up. And then one day I look and it's gone. But then I noticed that they relisted it as an auction. And so it was like 5 W quarters for $100. And then this weekend I ended up winning it for $76. And then they had 2 single W quarters, so I got 7 W's for $100. I think they were like all MS65 or something, not super high grade ones. Hey, have a good night, AAP. Thank you for stopping by. Good to see you again. It's been a while. I'm glad you're doing well. Yes, sir, PK Carve. I love sniping. Generally, depending on the internet connection that I'm working off of at the time, pretty much when it's at 3 seconds, when the 3 is just about to disappear, that's generally when I snipe bid. if I have a busy day, I will just place all my bids for the day, and then I will come back and pay at the end of the day. But generally, if it's something that I really want, if the price is already almost all the way up to my maximum bid price, I will just kind of give it a little nudge, and if it goes up to where I'm already going to bid, I'll just walk away from it. I'll basically bid it up to my full price if it's just a couple bids away. If it's a coin that I really, really want and it's like really, really low, that's generally when I'll snipe bid, because I won't want to let anyone else, once you bid on something and they get outbid, then they get a notification, hey, you've been outbid on this. And I don't want to give them that notification if I want to win it. That's just the way that I see it. They have, if they really want the coin, they have just as much reason to be sitting there waiting for it to end. And it's not going to matter what I'm doing, but as someone who's also interested in buying the coin, I don't want to remind them that it's about to end, and that's what, bidding, outbidding the person, they'll get a little notification on their screen saying you've been outbid. Welcome, Accredited Coins. Hello, hello. Yep, all tips, knowledge, anything I got, good or bad, happy to share. I was actually thinking of you when I was reading the authoritative reference on Lincoln Cents earlier today. Did you say that you did pick up the 1909 VDB proof coin? I was reading about it. There was, like, at the end of the book, it's just talking about those and how all the collectors were really upset. Like, really upset that they didn't get one, that there was no notice of the coin and it was discontinued by the time they found out. But it was sounding like there was, like, less than 100 of them made. So I can definitely see why, if people 100 plus years ago were, like, fighting over those coins, that it's a good pick. You don't have the VDB in the 1916 yet? Okay, I'll keep an eye out for both of those. I'm sure you already are. But then, yeah, I guess they ended the 1916 because it was costing them more money to make the proof coins, including the 5 cent surcharge they were putting on it for the coin. You owned 40 of them? That is crazy. But yeah, maybe I should make a video of how to snipe bid on eBay too. I mean, to snipe bid, you need a good internet connection. Like, say if I'm snipe bidding on my phone, I'll give it a 5 second. I'll give it 5 seconds because you just never know, and I'll make sure that I'm not going to go from one signal to another, because quite a few times, say I'm like outside, it'll disconnect from the satellite and will reconnect to my computer, and it'll be like down for a second, and I've totally missed out on coins before like that. Absolute bummer. I believe it. I mean, there has to have been a coin mafia before. I want to say that in the book that I was reading too, that I think that one order got almost all of the 1909 VDB proofs. Like, basically it was like first come, first serve, and generally in years before they made as many as people wanted. But because on the VDB, they had the VDB down at the bottom, and there was the whole controversy of Victor Brenner's initials on the reverse. I guess like Barber, well, I guess there was like all this stuff, but Barber wouldn't let them do a B on it, which it would have been easier to put a B, but it would have taken 14 days to put the B on it. But anyway, I guess what I'm trying to get to is that because they stopped making the VDB, they couldn't make the VDB proof anymore because they discontinued that coin, and so all of the dies were changed, and so normally people would have been able to get them, but instead as many as that were ordered. But because they changed the die, then nobody else could order those, but the first people who ordered them, the first order that they filled, got most of the coins, it sounded like. And so it would have been possible that somebody got most of them in the beginning there, and they've just held them in their family since then. I bet. I mean, like, any coin, I feel like the ones we were looking at on eBay, I think they were like 35, 40,000. I think I saw 2 1909 BDB proofs. And so, yeah, I could definitely imagine that people would try to sell them. I mean, even like a, I don't know, it'd be an interesting coin to see a fake one of. Yeah, I would not buy any of, I would not buy a key date coin. I would not buy a coin worth like more than $200 or $100. I wouldn't buy a coin worth more than $100 that wasn't in a slab. Because if it's worth so much, why is it not already in a slab? Definitely too many. Like, I wouldn't buy a key date like 1909. I wouldn't buy a 1914D, a 1931S if it wasn't in a slab. It's like you just don't know if it's cleaned or what's going on until it's been looked at. I mean, if you're a professional coin dealer and you're used to it, I mean, that's, you know, there's a lot of information. I was definitely reading, there's a whole chapter in the book just about like all the, like the most likely coins to be counterfeited and how to, it talks about all the different ways to counterfeit coins, like all the different methods. It's interesting. Yeah, it's out of my league for now. You own a fake I own a fake 1914D, at least one of them. Like, I never found a key date coin going through unsearched wheat pennies, but I did find quite a few fakes. I found a lot of 1943 like copper pennies that were just, you know, coated. Yeah, a 1931S, probably in the worst condition you can have it, is probably worth about $70. The S looks a little bit interesting here. I think there are a couple RPMs here, so we'll check this one out. 1931S, and one of the ones that always surprises me too is like the 1931D. Whenever I get a slabbed one of it and then I like realize I check what the price is, I'm always surprised at how much they are worth. Yeah, definitely pay attention to your 1930. I mean, basically, like, I guess like the 32s and 33s and stuff, they become worth a lot of money once they're in a higher grade. But when I used to coin roll hunt, there were all these years just missing. And I was like, where are all these coins? And it's just, some of them are worth more money. See if I can see the bottom of this. It's like I feel like I keep almost seeing, no, I think it's just on the cello. It definitely has a scrape through it. It was kind of looking like there's one with it to the southwest. I don't think that this one is it. Let's check it from the other side. And I don't think it was a super pricey one anyway, so, and it looks like it's damaged on the mint mark too. Yeah, it's definitely worth. And I mean, I guess I was quoting PCGS prices there, but if it's a decent coin, there's definitely a buyer for it. But I think for 1931S, like the cheapest that I've seen one go is maybe like 60, 65. That's like got environmental damage on it or something. Like that's usually like 60 to 65 is what the genuine ones that are kind of damaged go for. And then higher grade is, I feel like by the time they get to mint state, they are over $100. But then I think they jump up quite a bit as they go up higher. I'm not positive. I think AU might even hit $100. And credit coins, if you're still there, I bought a ton more proofs. I've been proof buying again. Not quite as high a level stuff as you, but definitely eating some holes in the proof market again. Having fun playing Proof Mafia. Don't think I have a nice 11D or a nice 14. It's like when this pandemic started, it seemed like all of the really nice high grade coins just kind of vanished. It's like I'm definitely seeing, like I woke up this morning and like my PCGS registry set, the value just like jumped up like over probably almost $1,000 or something like that. Like it's weird. Like I keep seeing these like huge jumps. It's like having a stock market account. But I keep seeing these like giant jumps on my PCGS account. Like just a bunch of the coins just keep going up higher and higher and higher in value. And I'm not sure if it's a normal thing or if they're just like having things jump and then they'll come down later. But it's been kind of interesting. I want to get another 1936 proof before they're all gone. That was actually one thing that was interesting in the I keep referring to Wexler's book. But like all the quotes for 1936 I've ever seen anywhere is that it was like 3,500 for 1936, and maybe that's the estimated survival. But for the mint records that I was reading in there, it was a little over 5,000. And so I don't know if the numbers that we see these days, if that's the estimated survival number, or what's going on, what the discrepancy is. I'm just waiting for like all the 1936s that I see, they're all like full price and then some. And maybe I should before. Um, but I'm just waiting for one, I guess, to come by an auction or just, see the right one. I'm kicking myself for not picking up that beautifully toned one the other day. But for the price of a 1936, the way they've been lately, I could get a proof teen. I probably could have won that proof teen. And I didn't check. I assume that one sold. What was it, a 1913 or a 1914? I assume that one sold, but it was just too high for me to bid on, and I was trying to get another one, so I passed it. That one looks interesting, but I think it's just filled. Definitely like lines of separation there, but I have one, but it's a genuine. I'd like to get one graded so that it kind of makes a bigger mark in my registry set. Yes, I just have one. It's all by itself. Oh, it did sell? Well, that'll probably be my last chance to get a proof coin from the teens for under $1,000. I was hoping that you were going to pick that one up. That's why I sent you the message. And if you guys, or I guess you were saying, Mark, you're looking for 11D or a 14, but if you guys ever, if there's coins that you guys are ever looking for, I look at every single coin, or at least every graded coin, every day. And so I'm happy to send you guys messages if there are things that, because I can't buy them all. And so if there's ever anything you guys are looking for, if I see it, I would be happy to send you guys a shout. I try to send accredited coins, all the like cool proof stuff I can't afford. Yeah, I'm sure more will come up. Like there's been a lot of proof Indians up lately. It's been interesting. Like that's why I didn't get the other one, is because I was trying to get the proof Indian, but then it went like way more than PCGS price, and so I just decided to back off until there was one a little bit more wiggle room. It's like the way that like the 7 looks like there's a line going down the middle of it. I think it's just the way the light hits it. Yeah, that's the thing. Like I look at prices of what they were and what they are now, and it's this feeling of like, gosh, it seemed like a good idea back then, and I just kept putting it off and kept doing what I'm doing. And then you look at the prices now, and it's like, gosh, I really should have. But we can only kind of do what's within our means. But there's like so many opportunities. I mean, just, I was just Lincoln cents there for a while, and it just seemed like endless. But there's just so many different kind of coins, and if not US, there's like so many world coins. It's crazy. So it's like, a market can be made anywhere, and there's just so much abundance and opportunity. It's crazy. Yeah, no, things really are. The more I've been checking it, especially the higher price stuff, I feel like the lower priced coins I feel like have come down, or the lower priced stuff I feel like have gone up, and the high tier stuff has come down. So it's like, I feel like there's a lot of opportunity there, but that's one of the reasons that I stayed away from the higher stuff. Is I did put my feet in on a couple coins that were higher grade and like worth, over $200. And I did have, I bought a $500 coin. It's worth $150 now. And so it's like, I've definitely purchased, I think that goiter coin that I bought, that was the most expensive coin that I had. It was worth over $850, I think, when I got it. And I just saw another one got graded at the same grade as it, and the price was now $500. And so it's, in some cases it's another coin has been graded at the level that it's graded at some, just the interest, nobody's buying them. And so it's, some coins, it's very unlikely. Like, you seem to do your research on things really well, and so what the mintages are, like you're able to see the past sales, you're able to like kind of like see the history of it, and that makes a lot of sense before dropping a bunch of money on a coin. Welcome DC Piano, welcome Hussein Isoja, welcome guys, good to see you again, DC Piano. If you have a 1972 D and it's graded by PCGS, throw it up on eBay and I will take a look at it. I look at every single one. I'm currently other than buying large lots of mint cellos, I'm currently not buying raw coins. So I can't help you, Hussein, if it's a raw coin. I'm just not able to, it's too hard for me to sell on eBay myself. But if it's graded, put it up there, I'll be happy to take a look at it. I have a few coins from 1900 to 2002. I'm reading yours, Mark wrote as, I'm only one Indian head. I have one Indian head. Is the 1907 Broadstruck. This may be the very fine 40. That sounds cool. I looked at, I think there was a really nice Broadstruck up on eBay today. I didn't win it though. I only bet on one coin today, and that was very much of a change from normal habits on eBay. But I don't think anyone listed anything I wanted today. Yeah, I would definitely like to get some more early proofs. I just need to see ones at the right price here. Like the last proof Indian I was able to get, it's just the person didn't list that it was a proof Indian. They just wrote uncirculated. And nobody bothered to notice that it was a proof coin, so I got it for 60 bucks. So I think we got about 15, 20 more here. But I'm not sure what we're going to have on the next show here. But we still got another probably 15 minutes here. See if I can get a little bit closer look on this one. See if we have an RPM. You can't find 22. What's going on with my... Could have sworn we weren't that far in. This one looks interesting. I get it to focus again. Yeah, 1922, well, there's no 1922 Philadelphia, if that's the one you're looking for. The Denver Mint was the only one to mint coins in 1922. But if you're looking for a 1922D, it is, it is not easy to find. But there is a no D variety, but it's was made at the Denver Mint. And then there are two weak D varieties where where it's basically non-existent. I just got one last week, but it already sold. Here, I'll show you guys an example of it. It's the nicest one I've ever got. This one kind of looks interesting. That's why I keep looking at it. I don't think it is. That is a good goal to have, accredited coins. I think you can do it. I mean, basically if you get the teens down, you should definitely be able to do it. Are you gonna go like pennies, nickels, dimes, everything? I know, I'm kind of wanting to splash and just not go full in, but I'm wanting to do some world coins as well. Just because I have not messed with world coins at all, and I feel like it would expose me to a lot of different areas. Yeah, it was funny. I sold a 1920 1922, I sold a 1922 week D, and then the same day I won one, like the one I sold was genuine, and then I won one the same day for like a very fine 30, for like basically the same price that I sold the genuine one at, and then within a day of the very fine 30 coming, and I sold that one. And so it was, it's funny though, because it's not actually even an error, it's just like a really worn die, but it has such a following that it doesn't matter that it's not an error. Just people buy it, collect it, love it. Same reason I started, because I was like, whoa, what is this? Everybody loves it, they're going crazy. And so I started, and now whenever I see one, I try to pick them up. I'm trying to read you guys up. You have a 1943 white colored S over S. I'm not exactly sure. Definitely the zinc on the steel, they would turn white. As soon as it got exposed to elements, they turn white, and then they kind of get rusty. As soon as that white comes off and it gets, and the zinc has corroded off, it's basically done. Yeah, well, I think it's expensive to get them graded, the world coins, accredited coins. I was looking at them, like I've bid on a few. I just really didn't understand the market enough, so I was like, I'll just bid on some, some that are coming by, some of the older stuff. Try to pick up a couple just to have in my store, and most of the ones I tried bidding on, they were just going for above PCGS value, so I was thinking, yeah, I'll try again here in the future. But yeah, it's like an entire different market. Like there's just, I've never looked to see how many coins are listed on eBay, but it feels like it's got to be like 1 billion coins. Like not just certified ones, just coins, like how many things are graded in there. I feel like it's going to be really interesting. Say, like, if you see what eBay is doing with sports cards and trading cards, they're basically turning it into a huge thing just by marketing it. Like, I can see why people that were in that, I call it a sports cards bubble, but we'll see. I've seen it crash and burn before, so I'm a little skeptical. But I'm curious if when they're done, it seems like, they really hyped up watches and other collectible stuff. And so I'm curious if they're going to do the same to cards, which they're doing now. But then if they're just going to go and kind of hype up and heavily market every single category, and if we have that happen in coins, the coin market's going to go nuts. Like, it's going to be insane. Hey, thank you so much for joining PK Carve. I wish you a wonderful night, and thanks for becoming a member to the channel. Really appreciate that, and welcome, and hope to see you often. But have a great night. I'll see you on Saturday. I hope that's when we're going to do the next stream. Yeah, I hear that PCGS is giving out really bad grades right now. I've not seen one person happy, and I'm probably, come tax returns, I'm probably gonna start doing bulk grading. So if you guys want to watch me lose $1,000 to PCGS prices, you guys are more than welcome. Might be more like $1,600. Yeah, well, that's the thing, like, Lincolns are just drying up. like I'm not able, like I'm watching my like entire small cent collection just disappear while I'm buying into nickels, dimes, and quarters and stuff. I'm trying to keep things restocked. Basically, I'm starting to like buy stuff for what I was selling it for, which makes me a little bit, I can just see things going up and then I can watch them come right back down. So it's like I'm wanting to buy in at the levels, but it's like I just sold the stuff at the levels and then the price goes up. And so it's a little bit like, yikes. Yes, PCGS got bought by a company and an individual. I can't quite remember, but Collectors Universe got purchased. So it'll be interesting. I believe the person is like a sports card collector. And so it's kind of an interesting, like they're buying up the industry. But I think I read the reason why they did it was that the person or the company that bought them specialize in, like they're able to scale, take an existing company and scale it up to the next level. And what PCGS, one of the reasons it sounded like they sold was because they were having problems. They weren't able to scale to the next level. So this could actually be a good thing in some ways. Like we could see like PCGS become much bigger than it is now. They only gave it a 63. Yeah. Um, I hear it's like you can't even get a cameo these days. Like the coin could be like totally white and frosted and nothing. Yeah, I don't know. It's like this pandemic has definitely, it's, you know, it's broken most people, and some people are just shooting the stars. It is crazy. So I'll give you guys, we got 4 coins left. I'll give you guys the warning here. And so the next stream here should be on Saturday at 9 p.m. For those of you guys who haven't been here before, I try to do every Wednesday and Saturday at 9 p.m. I don't think I've missed a stream in for as long as I've kept on the schedule. I used to do every day bonus streams, but I called them bonus streams because I didn't want to guarantee I'd be here every day. But business keeps getting busier and busier and busier. But this is what I get to do to relax and have fun when I'm not working nonstop. So I need to keep some fun in my life. And I'd just be doing this by myself. So thank you everyone who's here. I appreciate you guys. The $1 CC price too big? I want to imagine, I mean, if I was to guess what's going on at PCGS, I want to say that they used to have multiple people look at the coin and you would get an average grade. And I'd want to say that the people grading the coins, they'd probably have a bunch of people who had been doing it for a long time. They were probably older. And then they had a couple people that were probably kind of training. And now, unless all these people are in a pod or, you know, all live together, they're not really supposed to be associating together. And so I want to say that like the people grade them separately because everyone's got to go back to their separate homes. I don't know what's going on, but maybe all the older people retired who were experienced and they're training up a whole new staff of people and they just don't know how to grade yet. They're trying, they're learning, eventually they'll get it. This one looks kind of interesting too. But I feel like all the RPMs that I saw, there was the stuff on the inside, but then there was also stuff you could either see to the west or the south. And neither of the ones that really looked interesting I could see that on. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I've seen so many YouTubers who get their stuff graded just angry. Like really, really, really angry. Like they've been getting stuff graded for a decade and the stuff that they're getting back has no sense. Like they've been, they know what to send in and what not to send in. Like it's not like it was their first time. Um, Definitely heard a lot of people just taking a break until PCGS gets their act together. I haven't been sending stuff in, so unfortunately I can only tell you what I've seen, but it just seems like it's absolutely crazy. And so for now, I've just been stockpiling a bunch of stuff. I figure if prices of stuff get crazy on eBay and the prices of everything get like just skyrocket, then hey, I've got a huge supply of older proof raw coins and a bunch of mint celloed coins that, have a minimum grade of, like if they're in the mint cello here, unless they're like somehow severely damaged or environmentally damaged, they're going to be like MS63, which for most of them, unless they're, like back in the 30s, it's not going to really do me so well. But if I'm able to pull a bunch of 65s and 66s out of them, so be it. But yeah, pretty much like all my like pretty much all my 30s are selling out. All my 1940s Lincolns are selling out. Even a bunch of the 50s are selling out. It's getting crazy. Like pretty much I've just been buying stuff, just trying to, like I used to have almost everything in stock, and now it's just all disappearing. I have like 3, 4, 5 people who just every day they'll buy one coin from a decade, and I can just tell they're picking away, slowly picking away, and they're not doing it all at once, but they're just every day they buy one. And it's like, I'm sure they're doing it elsewhere just to kind of have no one notice. And then it's like I go to like open a box, I'm like, wow, all these ones from this decade are empty. But yeah, I would say I don't think either of the ones that kind of the S looked interesting, I don't think either of them are RPMs. I think that they're just like a filled mint mark. So more of like a machine damaged die deterioration. If you guys want, I can see what's next week. Oh, well, this will be a peek because as you can see, this bag does not have many coins in it. And it's 1969, so we'll do some 1969s. There's probably like 15 coins in here, but that'll mean that I'll pull out another. So we will have some 1969s on Saturday, and we'll have a mystery bag here. So we'll keep it some suspense for you guys. But I'm gonna have to sign out here. But my goodness, there's like, thank you PK Carve for being here tonight. Thank you Accredited Coins for being here tonight. Thank you Mark Rodas for being here tonight. Hey, AAP Variety Channel, thank you for being here tonight. Thank you DC Piano for being here tonight. My goodness, there were a lot of people here earlier. Thank you Hussein Isuja for being here tonight. And thank you PK Carve for becoming a member of the channel. PK Carve is the first member of the channel, so thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm missing anyone? I don't like missing saying goodnight to anyone, and thank you. Blue Sandy, if you are watching, I know you usually don't comment. There you are. I wish you a good night, Blue Sandy. Yeah. Thanks everybody. I hope that you guys have a good rest of your week. Hopefully we start finding some awesome coins in here. And at some point too, one thing I'm kind of wanting to start cherry picking. It's like I have almost 3,700 PCGS slabs. Kind of want to start like coin roll hunting there. I know we'll know what the grade is in them, but if we can find some nice varieties that aren't known as varieties, there could be some money there. So thanks everybody for being here tonight. I will see you guys all in the future.